Hello students, today we are going to discuss class 7 chapter 1 some important notes, question answers, NCERT exercise solutions. Actually why I am giving you this type of video, because it will help you in writing the question answers, and after then you will get some important notes also, and you can complete your NCERT exercise while staying home also during this COVID-19 lockdown. This will help you to learn question answers from the exercise. Okay students, so first let's start with some notes of NCERT, and after then NCERT exercise. So let's start. NCERT grade 7 science chapter 1 nutrition in plants especially deals with the basic fundamental of different modes of nutrition in plants. The first section covers in detail the two modes of nutrition, that is autotrophic mode of nutrition and heterotrophic mode of nutrition. We will get the define of the terms like nutrition, and it's stated in the second section of the chapter nutrition in plants. The entire procedure of photosynthesis is explained in the detail under the functions text, the sections, and each and every things related to the photosynthesis. Apart from these sections, will enrich with the diagram, depictions of the gross in the additions. And if we talk about the products of carbohydrate, synthesis of the nitrogen also covered in the sections in this chapter, the nutrition in plants. And after then, if we talk about the synthesis of the nitrogen covered in this chapter, nutrition in the plants, in the second section of the chapter we will talk about the modes of nutrition in plants. Here the focus is given especially towards the heterotrophic mode of nutrition, that is host and parasite. After then we will talk about the insectivorous plants. After then we will talk about the saprophyte or saprophytic nutrition, which is described in the fourth section of this chapter. Then nutrition in the plants. At last, the association of rhizobium and leguminous plants to replenish nitrogen in the soil is thoroughly explained in this chapter, nutrition in the plants. In this chapter, nutrition in plants, will cover the following topics like modes of nutrition in the plants, photosynthesis, food making process in plants, and other modes of nutrition in the plants, saprotrophs, and how nutrients are replenished in the soil. Now let's start our NCERT exercise. In the page number 9 you can go here. Why do organisms take food? Why do organisms take food? So what will be the answer? Can you tell me? All living organisms require food to survive. It gives them energy to perform various activities. All activities such as playing, running, walking, studying, etc. are require energy. The various components present in our food such as carbohydrate, proteins, fat, vitamins and minerals provide energy to our body. These are also important for growth and development of our body. What I want to say is, why do organisms take food? The organism take food especially to survive and doing all the activities related to their life, so they can get all types of nutrition in their body. They'll get more amount of energy in their body, and that will be especially helpful in the growth and development of the body. This was our first question. Now let's go toward the question number 2, page number 9. You can go again. In the page number 9 you can see the second question. We have to distinguish between a parasite and saprotroph. You have to give the define between the parasite and saprotroph. So what are the differentiation between the parasite and saprotroph? So you can see here in this video I will explain you about the parasite and saprotrophs. So first thing, the organism that grow on the body of another organism and derives nutrition from it is known as parasite. If I talk about the saprotroph, so you can say in the saprotroph, the organism that obtain nutrients from the dead or decaying organic matter is called saprotrophs, right? So you can see here the examples of parasite are Cascata and orchids, and the example of saprotrophs are fungi and some bacteria. So these are some common examples of saprotrophs. Now we will move towards the question number 3, which is also represented in page number 9 only. So let's start. What is question number 3? How would you test the presence of starch in the leaves? How you will understand that in the leaves the starch is present? Take 2 healthy green plotted plants of the same type. Keep on the potted plant in a dark area or dark room for 1 or 2 days in order to remove all the starch from the leaves. Keep the other plant in sunlight. Now take 1 leaf from each potted plant and put a few drops of iodine solution on them, and then note down the observation. Means what we have to do, to present the starch, as I have explained also in the previous video how you will check the presence of starch. You have to take two potted plants. One you have to keep in the dark room, means where there is no light. You don't have to on either the tube light or any other lights, and another you have to put into the sunlight. So after few days, after at least you have to keep for a week. After keeping in a week, after for means as we have taken these plants for a week, now take that leaf from each pot, means either you have taken from the sunlight one or you have taken from the dark one. You can take both the plants, and after then you will see that what is the changes especially during these plants. Can you tell me what will be the changes during these plants? I can tell you what will be the changes. Actually, you will see this figure, means plants kept in sunlight and dark condition. What will happen? Plants kept in sunlight and dark condition, it will give us difference. No blue black color will be observed on the leaves of the plant kept in the dark room. If it is kept in the dark room, then on the leaves no blue or black color dot will be obtained. This indicates the absence of starch, means there is no starch, and blue or black color will be observed on the leaves of the plant kept in sunlight. This indicates the presence of starch. What I want to say you is that if you are taking both the plants, means both the plants you have taken and you have seen that one is healthy, one another is not healthy, so what you have to do, you have to just understand that in the plants which are not on the sunlight and which are having the sunlight, so first of all, the leaf which you have taken from the potted plants, after putting iodine solution on it, so you will note down that if they are having blue or black color solution, then especially where you will get that blue or black color solution which is kept on the sunlight. So blue black color will be observed on the leaves which plant was kept into the sunlight, and this indicates the presence of starch. And which you have kept in the dark room, there will be no changes, no color will be obtained. Let's come question number 4. Give a brief descriptions of the process of synthetic of food in green plants. How you will give the brief especially descriptions about the plants. You have to give the process of photosynthesis. So now let's start with the answer. Photosynthesis is defined as the process in which the chlorophyll containing plant cell synthesize food in the form of carbohydrates using carbon dioxide and water in the presence of solar energy. So you can see here one diagram as I have shown you. Here this is carbon dioxide, this is oxygen is released, and this carbohydrate is formed, and you can see here from the root the water is going. Now let comes what are the sources of photosynthesis. The sources of raw materials required for photosynthesis are, what are the sources required for photosynthesis? First, water is taken from the roots of the plants and it is transported to the leaves. Second one, carbon dioxide from the air enters the leaves through the tiny pores called stomata and diffuses to the cells containing chlorophyll. C option, solar energy is used to break water into the hydrogen and oxygen. This hydrogen is combined with carbon dioxide to form food for the plants, which is ultimately used by the animals as well as. Thus, the photosynthesis can be represented by the following reaction or equation. Carbon dioxide plus water is equal to sunlight. Carbon dioxide plus water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, it gives us carbohydrate plus oxygen. So this was our fourth question. Now let's move towards the fifth question. So with the help of sketch that the parts are ultimate source of food, means the parts of the plant are the ultimate source of food. Here I have drawn a diagram. You can see in this diagram light energy is coming from the sun. After then carbon dioxide is specially taken through the stomata, the tiny pores present on the leaves. Oxygen is also released from the seed, tiny pores present on the leaves, and after then chlorophyll present in the green leaf, and that after making the food the glucose is formed and they are getting water from the roots of the plants. Now let comes question number 6. This is fill in the blanks question. In the fill in the blanks question there are 4 questions total. Green plants are called dash since they synthesize their own food. Second question is the food synthesized by plants is stored at dash. In photosynthesis, solar energy is absorbed by the pigment called dash. During photosynthesis, plants take in dash and release dash gas. green plants are called? Answer is autotrophs. First answer of the fill in the blanks is autotrophs, since they synthesize their own food. Second fill in the blanks, the food synthesized by the plant is stored as in the form of starch. The third answer, in photosynthesis, the solar energy is absorbed by the pigment called chlorophyll. Fourth, during photosynthesis, plant takes in carbon dioxide and release oxygen gas. So this was our fill in the blanks question. I hope all of you are writing in your notebook. If you are not writing in your notebook, then specially first of all understand the concept. After understanding the concept, you can write question answers. Now the question number 7, name the following. You can see here there are 3 questions. You have to just name this following question. A parasite with yellow, slender and branched stem. What is that parasite plant name which is having yellow, slender and branch? Can you tell me? The answer is Cascada. What is the answer? Cascada. A plant that is partially autotrophic. Partially means only, not fully. It is partially autotrophic. Some plants only can prepare their own food. That is pitcher plant. Means partially autotrophic. Now the pores through which the leaves exchange gases. From which pores of the parts they exchange the gases? Stomata. Question number 8. Take the correct answer. Cascada is an example of, means MCQ question. What is cascada? Cascada is an example of autotroph, parasite or saprotroph or host. Can you tell me? Can anyone? I'm giving you a few minutes time. You can tell the answer. Let's go towards the second question. The plant which traps the feed on insect is? Which plants specially traps and feeds on insect? Cascada, China rose, pitcher plant rose. So first answer of the MCQ is Cascada is an example of. Cascada is an example of autotrophs because Cascada can prepare their own food. Second is the plant which specially feeds on insect for the nutrition is. Can you tell me what will be the answer? The answer is Can you tell me what will be the answer? I can tell you. Pitcher plants specially depend on the plant which traps feeds on insects is pitcher plant. Pitcher plant specially depend on the insects. Okay. So as you have seen the first and second answer. Cascada is an example of partial parasite and the pitcher plant is an example of insectivorous plants. The plant which traps on insect is called insectivorous plants. Let's go ahead. Now we are especially coming towards the match the following, column 1 and column 2. Here the question and answers both are given. You can see here in this question and answers I had represented one side question, one side answer. So chlorophyll, answer is leaf. Nitrogen, answer is rhizobium. Cascada example is parasite. Animals example is heterotrophs and animals example is pitcher plant. So this was our page number 9 answer. Question number 10, true or false? Carbon dioxide is released during the photosynthesis. Can you tell me what is it? True or carbon dioxide gas is released? No, oxygen gas is released. So this will be false. Plants which synthesize their food are called saprotrophs. No. The plants which synthesize their food are called autotrophs. The products of photosynthesis is not a protein. See here, the product of photosynthesis is a protein. It's not a protein. Is false. It means it is not a protein. It is carbohydrate form called starch. Solar energy is converted into the chemical energy during the photosynthesis, right? Because sunlight is solar energy, and then it's especially while during the photosynthesis they convert into the glucose. So that was. So you have seen all these questions, true or false. Now choose the correct option for the following. You can see here which part of the plant takes in carbon dioxide especially for the photosynthesis. Can you tell me? Stomata, leaf veins or what? The right answer will be stomata. Choose the correct answer for the following. Plants take carbon dioxide from the atmosphere mainly through their leaves. So this was our 12th question answers. Why do farmers grow many fruits and vegetables crop inside the large greenhouses? What are the advantages of the farmers? So greenhouse allow the farmers to regulate the climate and other conditions for the proper growth of crops. Growing fruits and vegetables in large greenhouses provide following advantages to the farmer. It allows them to provide optimum temperature to plants. It helps in the protection of plants into pathogens. So this was our chapter number 1. I hope all of you understand. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Write all these answers in your notebook. Thank you very much. Share this video with your friends.